Hi everyone.
I, yeah, just a second. Yes, seen these retrieve functions, right? Last class.
Yeah.
So how to retrieve and then how to create filters, right? So what is the maximum hold which can do it on the retrieve functions, and then how to add a filter string, right?
Mm,
So why we need filter string so that you can customize your projects where you can add multiple data sets at that same time.
mm.
And then how to just push your filter strings. Okay. Now do a search. Okay. Normally this
Mm,
search functionality is something like when you want to search a specific record in a file, or for example you have a GDG. Okay, then you have two uh,
mm,
versions of your GDGs, and you want to search for a specific record with specific field name. Then
mm.
you can just do it by just searching it on the base, so that it will search on the all the GDG uh, files basis. Okay, so if you just put it on the base, it will search for the other things as well. Okay. Like this, you can search
Okay.
in a different ways. Okay, and this is one of the searches. Okay. So
Mm.
Okay, it's not connecting. Let's see. Uh,
mm,
So this search, how to do this is like if you just go to mainframe, you just go to search. Okay, then if you say remote system files, right, then you can just provide any string name, and then since it is not connected, it's not showing the datasets. Otherwise, you can provide the dataset name, and then you can do a search. Okay.
okay.
Next, you can do different kinds of searches. Like for example, if you want to do it on the kind of, this is on the file level. Okay, you can just do it here. That's something like
Mm,
you can do it on the like hexadecimal characters, or you can
okay.
specify a specific column range where I need to search for a specific field. I mean, text, right? As well as
Mm,
you can
mm, mm,
provide multiple data sets also. Like you can provide uh, DDS001 test.cobol. By putting a semicolon, you can add another data set. Okay. Even with wildcard
mm,
string, like I need to search only in this PDS with members starting with TR star. Okay. And then in
okay.
the same PDS, I want to search it on the BNCH star as well. So that it's more like you can customize your search filters so that it will search on those data sets, okay, specifically.
Mm, mm,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it's connected. So now if I, for example, if you just go to my data sets, okay, so this is a GDG file. Okay, so if you just this file. Okay. So for example, if I do a search on this, right, search, right,
Mm,
data set, if I can just give this data set name, and then if I just say comma, and then if we do a search,
mm,
right, then it will start searching the files. Okay,
okay.
now it has already found the files. In both the files, it's there. Okay, I just double click on
Okay.
this, then it will directly open the file from here. Okay, and then you can find Kumar, right? Likewise, if you
Mm,
just
mm, mm,
do it in this file also, it's available. Okay. So if you want to do it on the search level, right, where you want to search it, based on which you will be able to find it. Okay.
mm, okay.
One match only found, one match in this. Okay.
Okay. One match is
Okay, but it just gives the file names, but only one match is there. Okay.
mm, 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 mm. Okay.
Likewise, you can do an hexadecimal search also with multiple
Mm,
files and other things. Okay. Next is something like if you want to do some a global find and replace, right? See,
mm,
if I have I just build a project here. Okay, so in this
mm,
project, if I have some COBOL programs, right? If I want to
mm,
change a specific field in this COBOL program, all the programs, right? If I have some copybook
mm,
name, and if I want to just change this copybook name into a different copybook name, or inside that copybook, if I have a field which
mm.
need to be changed or something like that, or if you want to do that, right, you can do it in an replace mode also. Okay, if you just go to
Okay.
search, you do a file search. Okay, then it will search for this employee ID. Okay, resource
Mm,
in the active editor, so this is just take it from the where I am having the cursor. Okay, if I just do
mm,
a
mm.
search, right, then it says this is the file. Okay, or if I just put it on the this level, right? And then if I do a search, file search, right? Then if we do a search, okay, then it displays on the other things as well.
Okay. Okay.
And I can just do a file search, and then I can replace these with a field name called empy, right? ID one. Okay. I can do a preview also. Once I do the preview, it shows that where this field is available. So what I need to change. Okay.
Okay.
So then if you just go back and then if you just give OK, right? Then zero matches found. Zero matches found. Ah, see, it is already changed. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So here it is not changed. Why it is not changed? It will change. Okay, I need to put it on the COBOL file. Let's just search. Rectangle space. Set. Here I can just give a file name pattern. Like for example, if I say L star, right, and then if I do a search, then it searches only in these two things.
Okay. Okay.
Or if I can just give it as a, then if I say C star, right, then it searches only in the, it don't have it because this is not there in the
Hmm.
this one. Likewise,
Yeah.
so if I just do it in the file with L star, okay, and then if I do a replace, right, then it shows where it is available. Okay, 14 matches found
Hmm.
in different projects. Everywhere it is just showing it. Okay,
Okay.
so it's on your local as it is project file. It searches everywhere. Okay,
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
you can do it on a single level also like this. If you just right click, then you have a search. So this also you can do it. This is remote search,
Hmm.
which
Hmm.
you can do it on every object. Okay, or if I do it on here
Okay.
also, I can do a search like this. You can do it on a specific record level or on the PTS level. Okay, those kind of things also you can search it. Okay, see remote search. So here you can provide an
Okay.
dataset member name with name and then content strings and everything. Okay,
Hmm.
so search can be done everywhere. So wherever you want it.
Okay.
So this is something which you can do it. If, for example, in this folder I have all these copybooks and COBOL programs. If I want to rename or if you want to change a field, right? Selected resources with
Hmm.
dialog into with replace with dialog test, right? DIAG test.
Hmm. Hmm.
Then you can just
Okay.
preview it also. Okay, if you preview it, then it
Hmm.
shows that in each and every line where it is showing. Okay, which
Okay.
I'm changing this patient ID dot star 6 to pick 9 of it. That means after patient ID, it will replace it with 9 of it. It doesn't consider these spaces. Okay, if you just put like this,
Okay.
then it will replace in all the places.
Hmm. 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 Okay.
Okay, now this system mapping, right, which we saw.
Hmm.
So this we have just seen an introduction like mapping is required because I'm opening a file from a mainframe server in an uh, Windows server, right? Because there's a format difference.
Hmm.
So we need to do some file mapping on the by default there are file mappings. If you want it, you can add it also explicitly for your own. I mean, if you have a file with Unicode and then you want to add the code page, right? That also can be
Hmm.
done.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you see any file, right, member, you just right click and if you just go to the properties, there you will see the mapping as an one of the tabs. So there you see what mapping it has been done already. Okay.
Okay.
So if you just go to a JSON, right? If I just right click here and then if I just go to properties and if I go to mappings, here it says that it inherits from the JCL mapping from the uh, IDC. It doesn't have an other mapping. It inherits from the uh, what to say,
Okay.
from the system mappings. Okay.
Hmm.
So you can do it on the folder level also. Here also you can do it. Okay, like
Okay.
this. So if you want to map a PDS to the specific other mappings, right? That also you can do it. Okay, this is inherit from the
Mm.
system mapping. Otherwise, you can do it as an default mapping also. Okay.
Okay.
So based on this assembler mapping, it will take, if you have an assembler mapping here, then based on that file extension, it will map those code pages and other things. Okay.
Okay.
So how this mapping works? Okay. So when you do this mapping, right? See, for example,
Mm.
if I say I have a COBOL uh, PDS here. Okay.
Mm.
First, it will try to check if there is any default mapping here based on the priority, right? It will go and search. So here I see star star dot COBOL. So that means there is an COBOL mapping. So that will be inherited for all these files. What is the star star COBOL means? It's a mapping criteria. What is mapping criteria is the file names which which are having the third qualifier as COBOL. Then by default, it will take the COBOL mapping.
Okay.
Okay. So for example, if I just create a new member, okay, then if you see by default it is taking .cobol,
Mm. Mm. Mm.
because
Okay.
if I just go to the properties here, you see it is inheriting from the COBOL mapping.
Mm. Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, for example, this is also been the same. Okay. So now, okay, let's create a new PDS. So okay. So now here we have a different mapping like Trianus COBOL because the first two qualifiers are different. Okay.
Mm. Mm.
Now I have an other mapping. So which it will be taking. How it will be taking is here I have provided a mapping. I created this mapping actually. Okay. So
Okay.
what is this is this if you just go to the edit, right? This is the mapping. This is mapping criteria where first two qualifier can be anything and the third qualifier if it is
Mm.
SRC and if it is star, right? Then you
Mm.
inherit
Mm.
this global mapping. Okay, with
Okay.
transfer mode is default text. Code pages also inherit from the IBM 03 and UTF-8. Okay, so now this
Okay.
mapping will be applicable for all the files and things which I create. Okay, generally. Okay, see
Mm.
for
Mm.
example, if
Okay.
I create a new PDS like this, new, I'll get like, okay, if I say so, on dot search file. Now, if I create this PDS, there is no members yet. So if I just right click and if I create a new member, okay, uh,
Mm.
wait, if you finish it, right? Now by default it takes COBOL because it is inheriting from uh, uh, this mapping criteria.
Okay.
Okay.
So this mapping criteria, if we add it, is it at the system level or at the user level?
No, no, this mapping criteria is based on the priority. Okay, here you see the priority, right? So it goes through the first, this will be the mappings. So it will go like this. First, it will go into this one. So if your
Mm.
uh, PDS is start with star star dot cobol, then this will be taken, inherited. Okay.
Mm.
If you are creating anything with star star dot src dot start, then this will be inherited. Okay, I have two of these kind. Okay, but the priority is 13 and this is 14, so this goes only after this.
Okay. So
Okay,
if we add, so if other user is logging in, he will also have the same priority like this. If you
yeah,
add
this is
any
because
mapping criteria
this is on the system level, lpar level.
on the system level. Okay. 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 Yeah.
Okay, so in this lpar, whatever mapping is considered, then that will be this one. If I log into the other lpar,
Mm.
then that will be a different.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
but default mapping will be already available, but if you want to do it anything explicit, then you need to do it. Okay, if you
Okay.
really require to do some mapping, already they have already defined the most of the mappings. Okay, by default, when you open any of the files, right, it will inherit the default mappings from it. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
so this is how you do a customs mapping. Okay, you just right click on the mapping and you can add a dataset mapping. Okay, here you need to define your mapping criteria. So
Okay.
this is the first two levels of qualifiers.
Mm.
Sorry, and then next third qualifier will be CUS star. That means CUS, after that it can be anything. So this is
Mm.
your file name mapping criteria. So based on which what file it is, TDAT file. So what is the transfer mode? It is binary. So this is your inherit, and this is also inheriting from the default code page conversions.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how you can create a mapping. So just go here, right click, add a dataset mapping. You can provide a dataset file name. So based
Okay.
on which it will take it.
Mm.
So this is how you do it. Like any highest qualifier, any second level qualifier dot files, then it goes as a TDAT. So and if the file is a PDS, all members inherit the mapping as well. Okay.
Mm.
Now you can add a member mapping. So what is member mapping is, see in this case, right, in this src dot star, right, here
Mm.
I have created a member with D2P U8.
Mm.
Okay. Now if I create any member, okay, starting with A,
Okay.
if I just give finish, then it will take it as a JCL
Okay. Okay.
because I have added an member set, I mean member mapping. Okay, so if I just see here, this is a member mapping, editor member mapping. Okay, so like this I
Okay.
can add multiple member mappings also. Like for example, if a program starts with L, okay, then I say it's an ASM, assembler programs. Okay.
Mm.
Then if I just give okay, then oh sorry, put star, that's star. Okay, so now it has taken a mapping here. So now we just come here, and if I just create a member starting with L, okay, then it takes as a .as.
Okay.
So the main thing here is the how the code pages are handled. So that is the main important, so that the file is not corrupted. Okay, it's not that
Mm.
you don't want to create a mapping. Okay, it's better you create it, but you need to make sure that you have a good code page conversions.
Okay.
Otherwise, your file might be corrupted. That's the main.
Mm.
So this is how you do it. So once you, if there is no mapping, then it will not get inherited. Okay. If it is there,
Mm.
once you map it, then it will automatically take the extension as .com after you adding
Okay.
it. Okay. So this is how you do the mapping. So mapping is mainly about the conversions and the format things which you handle in your code. Okay, so that you don't
Mm.
have any corruption. Like it's same like how you, even in Windows, right, you have different kinds of files, dot text, PDF and other
Mm.
things, right? So if you try to open a some other format file in a tool which doesn't support, right, then you will not see the output correctly, right? If you try to open a PDF file in a text document, notepad, right, it will not work.
Yeah.
Yeah. The same
Yeah.
applicable here as well. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, next is ZOS project. So what is this ZOS project is? You can organize your personal development library on ZOS mainframe to any desired IDC project. When you do this, IDC Eclipse IDE permits integration checkout to and check-in from the IDC project, which is created on this. So this is something like kind of a, you are creating a local project for you, okay, in IDC, which has a direct connection to your mainframe's PDS folders and files. Okay. So you have seen a
Okay.
local project. Local project is something which is local, which is never have any connection to the remote systems. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just create a new ZOS project, right? Then it is created as a MVS subproject. Okay. What that means is
Mm-hmm.
like, for example, project. Okay. Now if I finish it, it will ask for the PDS. Maybe I can just select the property groups. Okay. Now subproject name. Mm, right. mm, yeah. I give finish, then it will ask for the dataset. Okay. Now if I just go here and then if I take source file, okay, and if I give OK, then it has created the project here for me.
Okay.
Okay. Now if I extend it, here it is there. Okay. So now here also it is there. Okay. Now if I open it from here, okay, and then I add something like hi, right, and then I save it
Mm-hmm.
and I close it. Okay. Now if I just go to here and see, so if I just open this, right, now it is already saved in the here also. So this is something kind of an local project which you work on your files and folders inside IDC. Okay. But
Okay.
it requires a connection. If the connection is not there, then it will not open this file.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
local ZOS project, nothing has a connection. So now even mainframe is not connected, still you will be able to work on the project. But if it is an MES
Mm.
project, then it is connected to the mainframe. So whenever you edit here, it will be automatically synced to your mainframe as well.
Okay.
Okay. So how you do it? You just go right click new ZOS project. You just give your project. It is created an MES subproject. Now if you just give finish,
Mm.
it will ask for the subproject name, then your property groups. Okay. So if you say do not associate property groups, that is also fine. Then if you give finish, then it
Mm.
will show the folders, right? Filters and data sets, whatever you want. Already you have it on your uh, helper. Okay. So now it just, you can
Okay.
select the folders and then if you just give OK, then it will take all the programs here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we'll go into property groups. Okay.
Mm.
So this property group is something which is uh, primarily it is been created and maintained by the admin people, the mainframe admin peoples. Okay, because
Okay.
they are the owners of the processors. Okay, we know that, right? When you compile a code, you use procs. Okay, which is a
Mm.
versioned proc, right? So based on the server and what kind of uh, COBOL programs you are, I mean, version you are using it, right? Assembler and PL bar
Mm.
ones, based on which your uh, processor will differ. So that then only it can generate the machine code, right? So that those things are different. Okay, so they once they
Mm.
install IDC, they have their set of processors which need to be included on the property group. Okay, that is one part.
Okay.
Other part is the dependencies. The all your options which you are working in the IDC, right? See, for example,
Mm.
when I open a program, right? Yeah. So here I see this employee details,
Mm.
right? So
Mm.
this ID and other things are linked to the what to say, the property groups. Okay, if I say open declaration, right? Then this how it happens is because I already added a property group to this. So if I just go to this here in the properties, you see the property group, but still it is not on the PDS level, but I guess it should be on the uh, let's say on the member level. Okay, this property group is
Okay.
already added. Okay, then only
Mm-hmm.
you will be able to do all these kind of opening up of declarations, right? Then you can do a
Mm-hmm.
remote syntax check, and there are a lot of other options. You can generate a run JCL. See, generate compile JCL, right? So then you can do an what to say, the compare with options. Okay, all these options are mainly related to the property groups. Okay,
Okay.
so here we will just see how you understand, maybe just to understand how this property group is actually we can also, I mean, this is something which we can create it by ourselves in this LPAR, right? But if you
Mm.
really want to see it in the organization level, then definitely this is handled by the um, admin teams. Okay.
Okay.
So if you see this property group, right? So this is already
Mm.
created one. Okay. So here you
Mm.
see this is slips. So how this uh, COBOL copybook is being opened as a declaration, separate file, right? Without, by just right click and then you open declaration, right? That is done through this system libs. So like this, you can add a wildcard system libs where it will search for a specific copybook files and other things. Okay,
Mm. Okay.
and you have it for different regions. Like for example, you have it in, for accept it is a different files, and then if it is for dev it is different files. Then you can create a different property groups to map your system libs. So based on which
Mm.
it will open the respective files, because you may doing a change in product, I mean for other releases, right? Then it will be available in the pre-prod region, the changes which you have done for the copybook, that will not be there in the production, right? Then
Mm.
you need to view the current version, right? So then you map it to the other libraries as well, so that you get the latest version. Okay,
Okay.
so this is one of the things. And other things, like you have for COBOL you do select your procedure. Okay, the procedure which will have the processor details. Okay, then if it is for COBOL, then you see here you add your highest sysdebugs, object files, and then system libraries, and then the error cobs, and then the compiler options. All those things you need to select it, so that when you do a run JCL, or when you generate a link JCL and other things, right? That will be generated based on this procedure.
Okay.
Like this, we have set of operations which you can set up it. Okay, if you want to do some, if you want to search for your what to say, the call programs, right? Then you use this
Mm.
as the call program libraries. Okay,
Okay.
then you have some JCL substitutions and other things. So these things all the can be configured. Okay. So now if you want to create a new one, you just right click on this property group here, a new property group. Then it will start, you can just give a new property group name. Okay, dev one or something,
Mm.
or uh, prod. Okay, now here you need to provide your syslibs, okay, other things. Then you have a category. What does this category means? You can choose what are all applications or languages you are supporting, right? So in your project, if you don't have any assembler or C++ or PL/1 or Rex, then you can remove them.
Mm.
So once you add
Mm.
this, you see here it is adding the properties for that. Okay, once you remove it, this will be
Okay.
gone from your list. And I don't have any BMS
Mm.
maps type, then I can remove it. Okay, I don't have the unit
Mm.
test, runtime, link options, then you have only these three settings. Okay,
Okay.
then if you just go to JCL, you can just provide a dummy job code. So this will always create whenever you do some submit JCLs, or if you want to generate some ad hoc JCLs and other things, then this will be substituted. Okay,
Mm. Okay.
then in COBOL you have first your runtime environments like DB2. So where, what is your system?
Mm.
your subsystem, I mean a DB2 subsystem name. Okay. Then if you are using
Mm-hmm.
CACS, then what is the version of your CACS which you are handling? Then you have IMS as well,
Okay.
right? So based on which you need to
Mm.
select, and based on which you need to select your processor group as well. Like you have your compile link and compile link edit, right? So mostly if
Mm.
you say C, then that has both for your kicks as well as DB2 compilers. Both it will take.
Okay.
Okay. But these things are more on the high level, like you see DBRM, and then you can provide your DBRM systems, like
Mm-hmm.
your org, all those details you can pass it here. Okay.
Mm.
So this is how you generally create a uh, what to say, the property group. Okay, this will help in all these options and other things. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So the property groups are XML files that configure the context menu actions. That's what I told. So whatever you do it on the
Mm.
right clicks, right? So all these,
Mm-hmm.
some of the options which is related to your open with, I mean, lot open with like search options and other compare, generate JCLs, remote syntax check. These are all will executed based on your property groups. Yeah, because if you are doing a
Mm-hmm.
remote syntax check, then it should check your DCL gens and copybook libraries to see that whether you have provided all the fields correctly.
Okay.
Yeah. So those kind of things, and you can see show dependencies. So these are all something which you will be able to configure based on the property groups. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So like uh, you have syslips and search library path specifications, like copybook include dependencies. Then you have called modules, right? Then JCL procs.
Mm.
For JCLs, if you have procs, then you have your proc libraries so that you will be able to directly open your proc. Okay. Then it will
Mm.
also helpful in when you're doing embedded SQL syntax check. Okay.
Okay.
Then other compiler properties like remote syntax check, build dependency reports, map assembly, all those things are also related to the property group. Okay. Then if you are
Mm.
integrating with the third party tools, so those also will be a part of your uh, property groups, as well as your DevOps functionality, unit test and code coverage. So these also can be configured using your property group.
Okay.
So how you create a property group? Okay, you just go to your subsystem, okay, your LPAR, and then you right click and you give new property group. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then it will open a property group name. You can provide it, and then you can provide a dummy job code here. Okay, then your system
Mm.
libraries which you want to use it as a concatenation. Okay,
Okay.
this is also same. So this is how you associate a property group, right? Whenever you just go to any of your programs and other things, you right click, and then if you just go to the property group, you will see which property group is associated. Okay.
Okay.
So the main benefits of properties groups is, this is what I told: show dependencies, compare with, replace with, generate JCS, remote syntax check, and individual program search, which you are doing, right? So all these things are interlinked with your property groups.
Okay.
Okay. So for creating, right click, new property group name, then the system libraries. Okay. Then
Mm.
here comes your languages which you are supporting. So based on which you can reduce your select all the, if you are working with all these kind of application languages, then you can use them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So once you selected, then when it comes to COBOL settings, right? This is what I told, the runtime environment. So the runtime environment is you need to provide whether you have DB2 or CACS, right? Then based on which you need to
Mm.
choose your procedure name. Okay, the procedure and step is allow you to customize your compiler procs. Okay,
Mm.
then you have your local compiler options. Okay, then local pre-processing steps which you want to do it, or JSL substitutions. Then editor configurations, like if you have anything related to other pre-processing things, you can call it as.
Mm.
So when you click on the runtime environment, you will see the DB2. Okay, so you have
Mm,
your
mm,
routine development subsystem ID, you need to provide it.
mm.
Then for CACS, you need to provide the transaction, because this will
Okay.
help, right? When you have a BMS or maps, right? You just double click on the map,
Mm,
it will directly open your physical map itself. Like it will show it in the screen
okay.
itself, like a complete structure. So that is being done through this transaction process. So it just
Mm,
generates the physical map and show you from the symbolic map. Okay.
okay.
Then this is the property groups, the preprocessor which you want to choose it. So if you choose uh, ELAX FCOP, then that is something for the DB2 preprocessor, like bind and other processings. Okay. If it
Mm,
is
mm, mm.
FCOT, then it is a CACS preprocessing. Okay, wow.
Okay.
Then if you just choose COC, this is completely for the COBOL compile, link and bind as well as. So this if you choose this, then it is both are included. The DB2 and the CACS preprocessor are included in the COC. Okay.
Mm, mm, mm.
So
Okay.
generally they choose COC only. Okay.
Mm, mm. So these names will be common all across, right?
If it is in the IDZ, it will be common. Okay. But
Okay.
but in my project, right? If I just go and see the property groups, I don't find anything here.
Mm,
Okay, how
okay.
they have written is it is an XML file, so this property groups are like XML files, so they write their own,
Mm,
I mean the property group itself, this XML file itself.
mm,
Okay,
mm, mm, mm,
and
mm.
then they substitute it in the servers, I mean in the IDC
Okay.
workspace. Okay, so that you get directly here only the property groups. I will not be able to edit them here. If I open it, I'll
Mm,
just
mm,
see
mm.
only a few options, but there are a lot of other options which are hidden.
Mm, 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 mm. Okay. Okay.
So there I'm not sure whether they use the COC or not. Okay.
Mm,
Even if
mm,
they
mm.
have different preprocessors and other things, then they might have chosen that. Okay.
Okay.
It can be customized for your mainframes and other things as well. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So once you click on this, and then if you select COBOL, there you will see a lot of other options. Like you can provide a compile option, compiler option, then your listing output datasets. So where you want to find your listings, then object codes, then for debug you
Mm,
can
mm,
provide a separate datasets, and then syslips, and then you can just provide an additional qualifier. Then your DBRM, the DSN systems
mm, mm.
run program, plan, all those things. Okay.
Okay.
So once you provide all this, you just control S and save it. Okay. Once you
Mm,
saved, your property group name will be there. So based on which it will be saved. So whichever name you are
mm.
providing it here, right? So based on which it will be showing in your helper. Okay.
Okay.
Now, how you associate a property group? You just right click and then you go to property group and associate a property group. Then select the property group name. Okay.
Okay.
If the property groups are not associated, right? Then it will, when you try to open, it will ask for this every time.
Mm, mm, mm. Okay.
Okay. So now it is asking for it, right? You can see it, right? When I
Mm,
open this program or anything, then
mm,
it is asking for it. Okay. Now I can add it, the property groups on the, what to say, property group, associate a property group. I can select a property group, whichever I want it. Okay. I can
okay.
do it on the member level or I can do it on the PDS level. If I do it on a PDS
Mm,
level, then it will be applicable to all my members here. So now if I just
members.
open it, it will not ask for any property group here. You see,
Mm, mm,
directly opens.
mm.
Okay. So this is how you associate a property. Okay.
Okay.
And this is for the it is for the CACS box, right? So that it can takes the transaction version and then it can check your copybooks and EXEC statements versions, right? EXEC CACS statements, right? All those are validated in your programs using this transaction server, CACS. Okay.
Okay.
As well as for your maps, output, symbolics, and everything. This is used.
Mm, mm.
So now if you want to do a remote syntax check, right? Then
mm,
this
mm.
property groups will be invoked. Okay. So if
Okay.
I just open any of the program here, right? Then if I just right click here and then if we do a remote syntax check, right? Automatically it will run a remote syntax check. See, it is running here.
Mm, mm,
And if you just go to the remote error here, right? It will show if there is any issues. Yeah, I don't
okay.
see any issues, so it is okay.
Mm, mm, mm,
Okay, but if I just change this to employee one and then if I save it, already it shows that it is not referenceable, but still, if
mm,
I just do a right click and do a remote syntax check, right? Then it started
mm,
executing. Okay, now you see it is an error.
mm,
Okay,
mm, mm,
you can see the run date 17th, it's showing it is an error. Okay, if you just double click on it, then it will automatically highlight that line, the where the error is. Okay,
okay.
if you just remove this and then if I save it, right? Then if we do again a remote syntax check, then you see this is remote.
Okay. Mm,
Okay,
mm, mm. Okay.
so this is how you do a remote syntax check. Okay,
Mm,
so resolving errors, right? You just need a remote error list view. Okay, by default it will be in the
mm,
ZOS project view. If it is not there, you can just go to Windows, show views, and select the remote error list. Okay,
mm, mm, mm.
so after
Okay.
executing your remote syntax check, you will see all the errors coming out of it in the remote error list only. Okay,
Mm,
then you can generate a JCL also, right? So for example, you just go here, right, and right click,
mm,
and if you say generate for compile, okay. Now this will be the job name. I need to provide a dataset name trnr001 dot okay. And if I skew okay, right? This member is already existing, so you want to replace it. If I say yes, then
mm.
you can directly submit your JCL from here, or I can just open it. So if I open, this is the compile JCL, which is taking this proc, right, from the property groups.
Okay.
Okay, and it has created
Mm,
this is
mm.
the system library, object library, then copybook dependencies. This is my source. So all these things are taken. Okay, and it has
Okay.
generated a compile JCL file.
Mm, 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 mm,
Okay, this is how you can generate, compile, link, whatever maybe your JCL is all about. Okay.
mm, mm.
Then show dependencies. This also will just show your dependencies with if you have any subprograms, call statements, right? Then those also will be shown. Okay.
Okay.
You can do that also, like just right click here and then if you just say show dependencies, right? It will try to show
Mm,
dependencies based on which. Mainly if you have any call statements and programs, right? Subprograms, right? Those will be actually shown. Okay?
mm, mm, mm. Okay.
Otherwise, it will not show anything.
Mm, mm. Okay.
Then you can export the property group also. For if you want to just take a XML copy, right? Then you can just export it. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
and you can again import it also. See, for example, I have this property group right here. If I just
Mm,
export this, right, then this will be exported to my IDC workspace, right?
mm, mm, mm,
So then if I say okay, then this will be exported. So if I just go to,
mm,
yep, so here it has been exported now. Okay. So now what I can do is I can just right click and then open with Notepad. Okay. Here I just create vrg dev um, uh, okay. and I just change these things. Okay, and then if I just save it, okay,
Mm.
now this is saved as such. Okay, and I rename this as sales. Okay, now if I just
Mm.
go here and then if I just right click, okay, import, right, then if I browse it, and if we just take this and if we open it and then if we give okay, then this is imported now.
Okay.
So this is one which I
Mm.
created from the dev version. Okay, so now here I don't want to
Mm.
change anything on this slip and other things. I can just replicate it, and if anything needed I can add more on it. That's it.
Okay.
So this is how you do it. Okay,
Mm.
try these options. Okay, if you have any doubts and let
Okay.
me clear it.
Yeah.
Okay, we
Okay.
can connect on
Okay.
Friday.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Friday, right? Yeah.
Friday. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.